This week we're in beautiful Munich, Germany for the launch of a new car. Yes, I said car, not CU or SUV, a real live car. In fact, a four-door, five-seat sedan. Oops, this is where it gets a little goofy. You see, we're checking out the second generation Mercedes CLA. Yes, it has four doors, but it's called a coupe. Never mind. Bottom line, when it debuted in 2013, many eyebrows were raised. Why? Well, it was considered entry-level in Mercedes luxury terms. It was the first Mercedes front-wheel drive sedan, which we didn't get in Canada, and it was based on the B-Class as Mercedes searched for new customers. The result? Well, Mercedes wasn't surprised. This launch was the biggest one in its history when it comes to sales. And the average CLA buyer is 10 years younger than the average Mercedes customer. So mission accomplished. So how do they improve on that? Well, let's find out.
Well, the idea of this car was back in the day, every car company wanted to play in the rich end of the market. So Ford and Chevrolet were trying to build cars that cost $35,000 or $40,000. Well, who wants to buy an expensive Ford? What Mercedes did was reverse that. They brought their high-end priced cars down into the $30,000 range. And that was the cars like this particular car here.
We entered that market in that segment, and now, having been there, we take all the feedback that we get from our customers. The car grew, so it's more grown up, if you will. But then at the same time, it moved up kind of half a class, half a league. So it's refinement, really. No, it's a new powertrain. It's still a 2-liter four-cylinder gasoline engine. Transmission is a 7-gear dual clutch transmission, our in-house development. Again, it's new compared to the predecessor.
Buying a Mercedes, you're buying it for technology, you're buying it for performance, you're buying it for engineering. And this car's got all that in spades. It drives really well, as we found out this morning. It's got good power. It's got a really nice interior. I think they've done a super job with this car.
Okay, Jim, we're on the interior. We like the styling, we like the engine. Your thoughts on the interior, which had to be improved to make a good car better?
Well, it had to be, and it was. That's the biggest story in this car for me. The interior quality, the materials, the design, it's every bit as good as you'll find in an S-Class.
And you know, the biggest story, I think, with this car is all of this technology. And as you'll see, Jim and I had, well, we'll admit it, we had a hard time getting out of the parking lot this morning, just trying to get familiar with all this technology. But hey, Jim, it's reality. It's what's going on these days.
Well, research indicates that the average customer only uses about 5 things in a car. But not every customer uses the same 5 things. So the customer expects this, that, or the other thing, but the next customer might want something else. So the car companies have to throw all this stuff at you. But the challenge then becomes, how do you turn on the radio?
Okay, but there is one feature of all this new technology we both like. Take it away, Jim.
You can just ask the car just about anything, just by saying, "Hey, Mercedes.
How can I help you?
Tell me a joke."
Sorry, my engineers were Germans.
How about that?
It's like the new baby, as you know. There's a new car. We worked on it for 2, 3, 4 years. Now it's on the road finally. It looks beautiful. It drives beautiful.
I think they've really done the job with this car. The performance is very strong. The ride and handling are first rate for a car of its class. The interior is really nice. I think the exterior looks really good. I agree with you on that. We don't always agree on that. And it's pretty hard to see how this car can miss.
One of the many things I love about Europeans is their passion for cars. Yes, CUVs can be found, but on a walk this morning, I saw nothing but cars and station wagons, and loved it. As for the CLA, well, Mercedes has done a nice job. Plenty of power in that 2-liter engine, and I think it's the best-looking CLA to date. And if around $40,000 is entry-level for you, I put it on your list. But remember, we only get the 250 4MATIC. Okay, so Jim and I did have a little fun with all that technology. Some of it is pretty cool. I guess that is the reality and the future. But does it make our roads any safer? Well, they tell us now that distracted driving is worse than alcohol. Well, maybe humans will adapt. I sure hope so.